Namaste, and welcome to 10 Minutes with Dr. Marc Halpern. I'm Dr. Marc Halpern, and I'm honored to share this sacred time with you. Today, I'm going to talk about Prakruti and Vikruti. These are two very important concepts in Ayurveda, and they're essential for you to understand in order to know how to take care of yourself. Let's begin with Prakruti. Your Prakruti defines your original balance of the three doshas in your body and in your mind, and is determined at the moment of conception. Pra is a prefix which means the original. Kruti means creation. This is your original creation. Your Prakruti was determined at the moment of conception, and it's with you the rest of your life. It determines what you're naturally attracted to, and what will cause you to become out of balance, to become sick, and to become diseased. If you understand your Prakruti, you can take the actions in this lifetime that will prevent disease. This is why understanding your constitution is so important. When we say the word constitution in Ayurveda, we mean the word Prakruti. Prakruti means constitution. It's the inherent balance of the three doshas at the moment of conception. Now, at the moment of conception, the energies are going to join together from your mom and from your dad. The egg and the sperm come together and they begin to form your body. You have genes. Your constitution flows through the genetic structure of your body. In other words, the genes are the structures and your Prakruti is the energy. And together they're going to form your body, and they're going to determine the tendencies for the physiological functioning of your body and also for your mind. Your constitution is the balance of the three doshas. Vata dosha is responsible for all of the motion in your body. Pitta dosha is responsible for all the metabolism in your body, and Kapha dosha for the structure of your body. Some people move faster than others. Some people have higher metabolism than others, and some people have more body mass than others. This is not just a function of how you live your life. It's a function of your constitution, of your Prakruti, that was determined at the moment of conception. If you have a lot of Vata in your nature, it means that you're going to have a natural tendency to move more quickly, which means over the course of your life, you're going to want to cultivate the opposite qualities so that you can move more slowly. If you have a lot of Vata in your nature, you'll tend to be very expansive, and your ideas will flow and be up in the stratosphere, which means you're going to have to cultivate the ability to remain grounded. If you have a lot of Pitta in your nature, you'll have really, really fast metabolism, which also means that you're going to have to learn over the course of your life to control the intake of food, because your tendency will be to eat a considerable amount of food. And later in life, when metabolism naturally begins to decline, you'll gain a lot of weight. And so you'll need to learn how to moderate your diet so that you don't overly consume too much foods. In addition, if you have a lot of Pitta in your nature, you'll be very hot, which means you're going to have to learn to cultivate the cool quality within you. That means avoiding things like hot spices and really living your life in a way that's going to be less intense, because intensity is one of the tendencies for people who come into the world with a more Pitta constitution. If you have a lot of Kapha, then you have a lot of structure in your body, and you also have a tendency to become too heavy, and therefore you also have to cultivate certain behaviors in this lifetime. People with a Kapha nature tend to move very slowly because of that heavy quality, which means over the course of your life, you're going to have to learn or cultivate the ability to move more, to exercise more. So your constitution determines your innate tendencies that you have. And these affect every aspect of your physiological function and even set the stage for disease later in your life. That was your Prakruti. Your Vikruti is referring to the current state of imbalance in the doshas within your body and in your mind. Vi is a prefix which comes from the meaning afterward. So Kruti is creation. Vikruti is what has happened after creation. A lot has happened after creation. After the moment of conception, you were exposed to your environment, first in utero. Then you were exposed to your environment as a child. And now you're still exposed to your environment. Everything you eat affects your Vikruti. Everything you smell, everything you see, everything you hear, and everything you touch, everything that comes in through the five senses is impacting the three doshas and how they're functioning within your body and within your mind. So while your Prakruti established all of your tendencies, your Vikruti is the end result of how you've lived your life. And so you can have a disturbance in any dosha depending upon how you have lived your life, according to your diet, according to how you've used your senses, and according to your lifestyle. You can develop an imbalance in the Vata dosha, and you can develop too much of the qualities of Vata, too much movement. Even if you're a person of Kapha nature or Pitta nature, it's just less likely. A person of Vata nature is more likely to develop Vata imbalances. When Vata becomes out of balance, then a person becomes too light, too dry, too cold, and too mobile. In the mind, that means more fear, worry, nervousness, and anxiety begins to build up in the mind. And there's tension that builds up in the body. For a person of Pitta nature, it means that the heat becomes too intense within the body. And that results in inflammation in the body, and it could result in fever in the body. The skin becomes too red. You can have angry rashes that occur. And all of this is the result of how a person has lived their life. Anybody can develop a Pitta imbalance, but it is most common in people with a Pitta Prakruti. It depends on how you've lived, what you've eaten, and so on. And then there is Kapha dosha. And a person who has a Kapha dosha imbalance in their Vikruti begins to develop too much of the qualities of heaviness and density. And so, their weight begins to expand, their tissues begin to expand. Anybody can gain too much weight. Even a person of Vata nature, whose tendency is to be thin, can still gain too much weight if they're not active enough and if they eat too much and their lifestyle is not appropriate. So anyone can develop an imbalance in any of the doshas, but we are most likely to go out of balance within the dosha that is predominant within our constitution. So you have a Prakruti that was determined at the moment of conception. That's your constitution. Learn about it and learn about yourself and learn how to prevent disease. You also have a Vikruti, which describes the current state of those doshas, usually the state of imbalance that is present in you now. It's more important to even understand that in terms of treatment. If you want to restore balance, you have to understand what doshas are out of balance right now. Understanding and living in accordance with your Prakruti prevents disease. Understanding and living in accordance with your Vikruti treats disease or treats imbalances. And the way in which you need to eat and the way in which you need to live your life may not be the same in terms of your Prakruti and your Vikruti, because they can be different from one another. And when they are, pay attention to your Vikruti. That's most important, because that'll return you to your state of balance. Then you'll be able to live your life accordingly so that you prevent disease, and you'll be living in accordance with your Prakruti at that time. So hopefully now you understand the difference between Prakruti, your Ayurvedic constitution, and Vikruti, the nature of the imbalance that is present within you. And with that knowledge, you will be able to both prevent disease and to treat disease within yourself, restore harmony, restore balance, and reach your full potential as a human being. When your doshas are in their proper balance, this is a beautiful experience within the body and a beautiful experience within the mind, because you will reach your full potential and you will become more established in who you truly are. And in that state, you will experience not only your highest qualities in terms of your physiological health, you will experience the highest qualities within your mind. And that is your capacity to love, your capacity to have unconditional love for everyone, non-judgment, and tremendous faith in yourself, tremendous faith in the divine and in the universe. And you'll just know that everything is flowing beautifully. And that's what happens when we're in a state of balance, when we're in a state of health. Many blessings to you on your continuing journey. Namaste.